This pretty good coverage is brought to you by Power Grip, the official retail partner of the European Pro Tour.
Hello and welcome back to FPO lead card coverage of the 2023 Copenhagen Open. We're here at beautiful Valby Park and we have round 2 back 9 coverage. I'm Connor Wood and with me Tomi Tikko.
Professional hyper, by the way.
Yeah, what a title.
You've never say that, but yeah, I got the title.
Well, you wear it proudly. I like it. As we see the field there, Kaidi Allsalu still leading the field, showing a well-balanced game. She is using all the tools available to her. We'll see if the rest of the field can try to maintain the pace. Hole 10, par 4, 130 meters. You have an initial gap to hit that leads to this early tunnel. There is a mando tree on the right side. If you kick or fade out early with the forehand, you can find a drop zone, but otherwise you want a long straight shot that avoids as many trees as possible, which then allows you to take a shot up into this nice green, well guarded by, of course, more trees, but attackable hole if you get a good first shot. Only 130 meters par 4.
And this course is all about hitting your gaps. Try avoid every tree on the way and try to get yourself at circle. Easily said, but as we see from Maria, it's not that easy to execute.
Olivia also not quite hitting the gap, but kicking to the left side. She'll have more trees to contend with, but she'll be less pinched, so we'll see what she chooses to scramble with from that position. Kaidi getting a little bit more distance, also softly overturned.
And Anneli for the last, looking for her sidearm. And there's a sneaky gap on the left, and she hit it perfectly. Oh, little tree, no worries. She in the middle. She's looking for approach shot to the basket. Yeah, there's about 50 meters, no worries. I really hope she can get her first birdie of the round.
Yeah, that is definitely the best shot of the bunch. That should give her a look. We see Maria now having to play around that mando tree. Lays down another roller, a little bit too much cut angle to stand up all the way, but she breaks out of the tree line, which is really all you want.
I've never seen anything like a roller play from the wood. Wow. Actually, wow. That was really good because she's looking like clearly on the basket right now. Unfortunate, Olivia is not, but...
Well, hey, if your disc is vertical, the gaps feel a lot wider than when your disc is horizontal.
Yeah, that explains why you're throwing your rollers for the second one if you are not if you are not too close to the gaps.
All right, this is Anneli's approach. Doesn't hit it cleanly. She'll have a circle to look for birdie. And this is Olivia's third shot. She wants to put herself as close as possible for a stress-free par, and she runs it?
I believe not. She just overcooked the shot. She's on the circle 2, looking for saving par. And here we have Maria pitching out. Oh, little branches. Yeah, you have to play with it low and with the skip to the basket.
Kaidi, just a textbook approach there. She will take a stress-free 4.
Anneli looking for her birdie. She jump it. Oh! Well, stress-free par. That was nice run from her. I believe that was a run. Just little too...
As you mentioned, she's looking for her first birdie of the round, so she will be attacking those 10 to 12 meters, I think, more often as we move forwards in this second round.
You know, Connor, it's a moving day. What do you think? Like, do you have to attack every hole, or is just like smart play to not, get in your position out of the mix? What do you think?
It's a fair question, and that's a great bogey save from Maria. You have to recognize that as you move into round 2 back 9, 50% of the tournament has been completed. You are in the second half. You have to recognize that holes are running out. And if there is a point in the tournament where you think, I have to put the gas on, I think it's about this time.
Very nice pars from Anneli and Kaidi. Actually, You actually answered my question really good. Thank you. Actually, yeah, I never thought about like 50% of the field is we are playing like we
Half the tournament's done.
already. Yeah, played.
And hole 11, par 3, 71 meters. This hole demands a straight shot, hopefully into the hillside. OB is very close to the left side of the hill over that little bump in the earth. Right side, you can get a big skip on the walking path if you don't control your distance. So really the ideal play is to hit the hill and hope you stick it.
And because basket is elevated, you really want to put your disc really close to this hill, because wind is, you see from the flag, it's still in the play, and from the you putting headwind, it's lifting your disc. Oh, that's scary, man.
The nose-up headwind putt, you have to play into the wind because it's uphill. You don't have much option. We see Anneli there, also just a little bit too far for comfort, I think. Likely 2 layups despite both being in the circle.
Every putt outside 5 meters is probably gonna be layups, as we see from Maria also. That's not easy to make. I hope they're gonna run, but I really think that they shouldn't.
Well, we did just touch on the fact at what point, if you're behind, do you need to start pushing for birdies? Olivia also in a similar situation. This will be interesting to see the risk reward and the decision making of these players. Who really wants it and who has the confidence in their putting to try and run it. For me, I think these are all layups, personally.
Maria, nice layup from there. That's actually, that's really hard to stay on the top of the hill, because you see almost what happened with Olivia. The disc turned and started to almost getting back where she had been.
Especially in the wind, if you don't match the hillside, if you expose the flight plate at all, it can very quickly be pushed back to the bottom. And we see the layups, as we mentioned, for stress-free threes, especially if you're in the lead. I think that's an easier layup for Kaidi than it is for the others who are falling behind in pace a little bit.
No, just little left from Olivia. She's suffering bogey from there, I believe. Oh. Yeah, 1 bogey, 3 pars. Oh, that's tough. That's tough for Olivia.
Well, hey, it might look easy, but it's a tricky 2 to find, especially in these windy conditions. Another difficult birdie, hole 12. Par 4, 205 meters. You see that early shortcut gap on the right that we flew past? A lot of players will opt to try to cut the distance off a little bit, taking the inside gap. This drone swinging around the left side. The best shots will end up right about here, where you have a straight to rightwards look at the basket perched on the hill. Personally, almost all the shots second are blind. You don't really see the basket, and you can play a big hyzer backhand over those guardian trees, but the turnover is the pure line that matches the fairway's shape.
Kaidi first on the tee. She's looking for that tight gap. Oh, little branches, but it's okay. You're on open. She's attacking or pitching up, like throwing approach to the sweet spot where she can save her par.
Anneli doesn't get as much turn as I believe she was looking for, but also kicking out the front of that gap will have an open look to that aforementioned sweet spot.
After this first gap, this hole is changing really, like not like easier. What?
And there is a line for the Sky Anheuser.
No!
Maria crushes that one over the top.
What a power from Maria! Wow, what a shot on my!
So you can't see it from this camera angle, but up left there is a significant gap in the trees that allows for the huge Sky Annie. And I believe in round 2 the wind was left to right, meaning that if you do clear the trees on the Anheuser, it will be carried way to the right side, and Maria uses all of that wind.
Nice shot from Kaidi as well. She's looking for saving her par from there. It's about 45-50 meters from there.
Oh, Olivia going to the knee to try and break out, hits the early branch, getting only 10 or 20 meters further. She will have to work a lot to find her way to the basket still. And Anneli putting herself in a good spot there. And that's about as much as you can bite off from her position.
That's the position where you want to attack the pin. And then Olivia looking for sidearm. Oh, overcooked it. Well, she has something from there.
Big uphill circle 2-putt. And this one, the other side fading out to the right, undercooked.
That was Maria's after her first perfect shot. Yeah, she was little too much deep in the bushes, so
Wow, Kaidi with a smooth approach forehand. Looked like she bounced off the bottom of the basket even. Got a little bit of a skip. She will find an obstructed but short putt for par.
Anneli looking for her third backhand approach. Looking great. Little slides and bullseye. Really stress-free par from there.
Olivia looked like she gave that a bit of a run. I think she might be trying to put the gas on now, realizing that she's falling behind. She's getting a little bit more aggressive in the decision making. That was, I believe, Maria for the third shot. Looks to have gotten right up there.
Kaidi from the knee. This is, little low. Just stop. Okay, bullseye. Stress his bogey. No worries. You still in the lead.
And not such a short putt. Kaidi was a little bit further than it looked off the camera angle. She was edge of circle, and Olivia still with about 7 or 8 meters. Also some frustration from the missed putt there. Maria for par.
Well played, par. That's so advanced. If you had the power to reach over the trees, you're on the good position. That's like really advanced for you.
The Sky Annie can be done with a really...
Stop. Olivia, that's a bad luck. That wasn't bad.
That hit the pole, I believe, and bounced back towards her.
No.
That was a dead center putt as far as...
And that was for
I
her
could tell.
double. Oh. "12 meters with the wind, you can see from the flag. She's trying to get herself back together. Lining her marker. Well,
And this requires some real mental resilience here to see that happen and now have this very tricky putt remaining.
and she's not the only one who like suffering that. There you can see the professional level. Little high from the Olivia.
But she gave it a bid. You could see she wanted that. Of course she wants that. As she has just a little bit of work left back now.
Back to position where she was putting.
And she opts to simply walk away from this hole. Put it in the books and move on. Kaidi taps in the bogey. Olivia drops it in.
I believe, if I remember right, that was her 10th. So it's like 6 like how you say that?
Sextuple? Something
Probably,
like that.
yeah. 10 on her card, so...
Well, look, it's a big number. All
Yeah.
of us get them sometimes,
Yeah,
and we'll see
whatever.
if she can recompose herself here on hole 13.
We hope so.
75-meter par 3, a tunnel shot if you choose to go straight at it, but the backhand and forehand hyzer can be played. The road on the left side is OB, so you have to keep it nice and tight if you do fade it all to the left. Anneli, tough to say if she was looking for an up the middle or a hyzer play, but regardless, she connects with the right side. This is the more common, I'd say, of the two, the forehand hyzer, but too high to skip back. I think in order to get right off that, you need to throw a little bit lower. That was quite a nose-up shot.
Yeah, this is the right backhand play. Skips from the like. There's a no ones from this gap are easy to hit. Glad we see everything. Olivia in the middle. Like the question, Connor, what do you do? What's your like? What do you do when you're hitting the big number? What do you do to get over it?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
Just have fun. With the remaining holes, one hole can blow up your entire tournament, and even though you might be out of contention for any sort of top podium or decent finish, you still have a bunch of holes. You're still playing an A tier with some of the best players in the world, and you go out there and you have fun. And I think I often play better when I have that attitude than when I'm stressing over whatever big number I may have gotten.
We hope Olivia can have fun still after that unfortunate then on last hole. But here Kaidi putting solid par on the basket, really nice.
And making very few mistakes. Kaidi is now sitting 7 strokes above Anneli and Maria, who are both 13 over par. Really showcasing a well-rounded game. A few unforced errors. And Olivia there taking the 3.
Everyone is cleaning, I believe, their threes. Maria's after OB. This was her bogey. Yes, the only bogey we here have on hole 13. Moving up to 14. Guys, let's go.
Hole 14. Par 4, 189 meters. You want a straight shot that goes right of this Mando tree that we just passed. As you hopefully break into this open field, you want to either skip left to try and go over the bushes, or be as right as possible to try and hit this traditional gap here. But with this very narrow entrance to this tucked in green, I think a lot of players will end up having to go over the top if they do want to try and attack the 3. Very difficult to make it all the way to that 90-degree turn.
I never seen anybody hitting that.
You can try to skip around the corner, but nobody's getting all the way to have a straight shot.
Anneli with a nice throw. Oh, little behind the trees. I hope those are not coming to play.
Some very friendly sliding there. Very low release, but got a good 30-40 meters of slide.
Olivia looking great. Little skips from here and right where the Anneli's drive ended. Just one branch, guys. In these moments, I hope to get what the thing you know what you call
Saw?
that? Yeah, so yeah. I have to get that and get the branches and every 3 what I did.
A little bit of midnight course maintenance. Cutting down the branches. I tend to do that with my discs, unfortunately. Pulling down the branches, yeah. Not quite gotten to the saw yet, but... Kaidi with still a ton of distance, probably 90 or so meters to the basket. She's playing the big hyzer. If she can get a skip. Oh, but caught up.
Those trees, like, they never get you this go through there.
Yeah, even the good shots here are hitting the late branches and still falling. You don't really see anyone enter the green purely. Very rare.
This is wide enough.
This looks great from Anneli, but you see, she pushes the backside of the tree line. It really is a specific entrance angle.
And that's pad. That's not even big. That's about 10 meters wide, I would say.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
Maybe 8.
So that's really hard to get your disc land up straight to that pad. So you just have to throw and believe you're doing great. Ooh, Maria. Nice pitch out from the left side of the bushes to the right to the circle.
friendly ground play there for, I believe, Anneli. Off the back tree line, we see what Kaidi is left with now.
If you have mentioned, the greens are really, really fast. So you have get your disc landed like about 10 meters at least before the basket. So you can get that nice slide as you see here from Olivia. That was slow disc, 5 meters before the basket. It's still, oh no.
And quick shout out to Kaidi there, who actually slid her way into the koozie. Pinned it from a good 50 meters there. Very smooth.
Nice putt from Anneli. She's getting her par. I hit par every round. Actually, one bogey.
I believe I was also a par player here. Had some birdie putts, but from under the trees, always a bit of an awkward stance or something.
It's really hard to get your second disc to land in the circle where you can looking for the birdie. So par here for the every who got that is really nice score.
We find ourselves now on hole 15, a 118-meter par 3. You have this late gap to hit, probably about 80 meters down the fairway, perhaps 70, as you have then another 50 meters through this tunnel up to this green. Really difficult to find the precision and the distance. I think players will want to play the flex, but given the super narrow fairway, the hyzer flip is really only the pure way to get there. And to find the power in the wind, very tricky.
Anneli show us some nice first throw from the tee. Wow, that's 12 meters from the basket. She's looking for a birdie.
That's a great shot there.
And the pad here is about 8 meters well wide, so this is really hard to hit.
Kaidi holding to the game plan of round 1, playing the placement hyzer to the mouth of the gap and then the second shot up. If you're taking 3 here on this hole, you're probably playing above average to the field.
Did you know how the people played here?
I believe it was about 3.5 at the time. Yeah, it was just over par. More 4s than 2s for sure.
Olivia looking her approach shot. Little too high, but ending in a circle. She's looking 8 meters putt.
And a low connection to the ground. Not sure if that was an intentional skip play or not, but regardless, she's in the circle and putting for, I believe, a par save.
Many ways to get to the circle. Nice shot from the Kaidi. She's, about 6 meters. That's her game plan.
Great shot from the patent pending stance.
Now we are getting to Anneli disc where she is looking for the birdie. Oh, little low. You see, only pars for Anneli so far.
Well, hey, if you look at the other scorecards, that's a good putt there from Maria, considering what's happening on the green so far in round 2. Could be a little bit of a confidence booster. You can see that par right now is playing pretty well in these conditions.
Olivia, wow, really nice putt. After everything she's getting, she gets herself together and she started making those. That's confident booster, for sure.
Kaidi, our leader, for her par. You see that flag ripping.
It's not easy. I try to every time when wind's picking up, I try to
You
wait a little
pause,
bit.
look at the sky, feel the sunshine.
Unfortunate miss for Kaidi. There's a tap in for Anneli. Yes, no problem with that. She's taking her part, and everyone is getting one throw closer to our leader Kaidi, who is picking her bogey on hole 15.
Only 3 holes left to round 2. First of which is hole 16. Another par 4, 180 meters. A very tight gap out of the woods off the tee. Once you hit that, you have this big windy hill to contend with. The best shots will still leave you with about 100 meters. Given the low ceiling and the hill in front of you, it's tough to push the distance too much while hitting the gap. If you can find yourself nicely on this hillside, you hope to find the heart of the chains, because anything off the side or catching metal can easily roll away or fade down the hill.
Especially on this hole, I think the wind is like going crazy. Maybe it's pushing from right to left at the beginning, but after a couple of 10 meters, it's different. So that's like really tornado on hole 16.
It was crazy speeds on hole 16, and a fantastic shot by Anneli to get us started. Pures the gap. Olivia now looking to get the turn a little bit earlier. Slightly more rightwards release. She will find herself scrambling. We see Maria now. Overturning. She'll find the other side to Olivia.
And Kaidi with the driver hitting almost the gap. Okay, she's okay. She's okay. Right after gap, she's looking for saving her par. It's all about hitting your gaps, especially on the back nine.
And often, especially on this hole, hitting the gaps with distance. I think a questionable choice there from Maria to go for the roller, especially in super windy conditions. Having your disc vertical can expose the flight plate super quickly. So may have just been a poor execution on the line and not quite hitting what she wanted, but I think the air shot definitely playing better in that situation.
I understand the ambition is to get like more distance, but you can hit the par without the getting roller. But it's every time it feels nicer when you're like even closer to basket. It's easier, your approach shot is coming, so that's why I think she chose to shot the roller. Unfortunately didn't hit that good.
And pitches out. Yeah, there definitely is a roller that can be played. It's a reasonable decision. Tricky conditions for it, but it is certainly possible. Olivia looking for a big Anheuser flight now. She wants as much distance on this as she can, and look at that, the full flight.
Oh, no way. That's a really good shot from Olivia. Wow, well played from Olivia there.
Anneli also looking to find some big power here, probably 100 meters out. And she hits the fences. That's actually guarding the tee of 17. So part of the course for the player's safety. She did lose a little bit of distance with that connection.
Nice side arm from Maria. Just getting herself edged to the circle. Looking for saving her bogey, I believe.
And you mentioned these super fast greens here at Valby Park. Kaidi looked really upset with that, with the body language after she threw it, but that was a great shot. She turned around very quickly.
Maybe she want to be a little closer.
Hey, in the circle, on this hillside, it's
every time good.
Yeah. And given these fast greens, the fact that this one's also on a slope just amplifies the danger.
Behind the fence, Anneli looking for saving her par. On circle, I mean.
Ooh. A touch low, but good to see that disc sit down there.
I know how that feels. You're hitting every time you're hitting the what do you call that?
The basket?
The basket, like under it. Man, the feeling, you know.
Cage, maybe some
Cage,
people may refer to it.
Yeah, cage. I know how that feels. I'm that one player who's doing that a lot.
Well, Kaidi found the band, and luckily Anneli finds the chains. The par train
One
continues.
more par on her score. That's well played.
Well, hey, if she can extend that to 17 and 18, she'll be in a pretty good spot. Olivia taking the bogey.
Kaidi as well. And Maria is picking up her unfortunate double.
After a roller into the bushes, that's all right. Given the second shot's lie, I think that's about as good as you can scramble from there. Here we see hole 17, par 3, 94 meters. It is, I guess, technically a tunnel shot, although no one will throw that. There is a tunnel that allows you to see the basket in the straight line. The big forehand or backhand hyzer over the trees is the optimal play. The forehand has a much wider opening to the green, but might be more difficult to find the power on, especially throwing high into the wind today. It can really beat up your disc.
First on the tee, Anneli, who is to throw too many bars, which is not bad, I mean. And here we are looking. It hit something?
I think she got caught up at the first layer of trees,
Ooh.
probably 40 meters out from the basket, downhill.
You know, next time we need bigger TV that we can see everything. My old eyes don't see it. The little screen.
Olivia swings it out. Hey, I might be aging because I did not see that disc at all. Tough to say where it landed. Maybe circle 2, given the camera turning around.
You know, actually in this hole, you can like throw it really hard and just hope that the trees behind the tree will stop your disc. So that's one of the game plan. Just go for it really hard and get stopped. Maybe circle, maybe circle 2.
Definitely you want to err on the side of long rather than short here.
That overturn for Maria, the disc was just turning to the left and never come back. We got some troubles here on the hole 17. This is not that hard, I think, but
well, the fact that you have to throw sort of nose up into the really big winds, anything can happen. I think disc selection and use of stability is really the key here. Because you cannot avoid playing into the wind if you play the traditional over the top line. That's a smooth approach there from Anneli.
not sure which one's disc that, but it's
maybe Maria.
Hard to say. This is Olivia for sure. She's throwing over the everything, finding herself on the circle, looking for saving her par. Kaidi long look. That was, I hope, layup.
I think that was a bid. Had quite a lot of pace on it. I think a layup you'd try to hit the floor before the basket, but you never know.
Little high from Maria there. And Olivia looking for saving her par. Yeah, right in the middle. Well played from Olivia there.
Definitely a confident putting stroke. And Maria continuing to find trouble on the green. Kaidi with a great bogey save.
She's putting with her gloves on. Did you mention that?
No, but very well could contribute to the release point of some of these putts. Even the friction gloves, I find, it might be grippy, but it's still different to the skin feeling.
I can't imagine to put gloves on. I don't know, maybe that effect on Maria's putts. Don't know.
Just a thought as we move on to the very dangerous hole 18, par 5, 327 meters. The first shot into an island. As you then cross over this river of OB, these white flags indicate what is now inbounds. You have OB right, OB left, and as you just want to play right down the fairway as long as you can, ideally you try to break into this green where you have a well-perched elevated basket and OB surrounding on all sides, left and long. Very tricky hole, averaging over 6 strokes in the field. So par feels like a birdie, especially with the ripping headwind.
And for the end, you saw that elevated basket, so even harder.
Really test the nerves at the end of the round.
Olivia here with a nice first drive. That's the place you are looking for to find your first throw.
Yeah, the closer you are to that left side OB, the shorter distance you have over the river. You do need a pretty good rip. If you don't get close to that OB line, you need quite a lot of distance on the second that is over OB the whole way. So this is looking really good. Anywhere near that tee is prime position.
What do you think, Connor? There's a same tees for the males and for the females. What do you think? Is that like good or bad thing?
It's a complicated question because I think it really depends on the specific holes. I would say throughout the 18 layout, there's not many holes here that would warrant a different tee. I think these ladies definitely have the skills and the tools to birdie the majority of these holes. But 18 is hard to reach in 5 for anyone, regardless of player and distance.
Even for men's.
Absolutely. This is a very difficult and demanding shot that requires big rips every time in a row, avoiding OB. I think this could be one of the holes that warrants a separate tee, but that's an unfortunate, unforced error going long of the initial island.
That was second bogey for her. But instead we have here Olivia's drive. She ended OB as well. Did she hit something?
I think she may have just faded left before crossing in bounds.
This is the 18th hole troubles what you can find.
Kaidi playing the hyzer over OB. She needs that to swing in left with the distance, and that is right where you want to be. 2 inbound shots from our leader.
You see the flags, so the headwind is the thing here.
That's too low. Also not crossing into inbounds. You see Anneli just getting 10 meters further, and that's a good adjustment to the height and the stability of the disc. You saw that was a really overstable disc thrown on a hyzer angle into the headwind.
The overstable disc is what you are searching, looking for to windy days as this. Just pick up your overstable disc you have and throw it straight. And trust that it's gonna end left if you're throwing backhand. This was the nice shot from Maria. As I said, overstable, throw it flat.
Throw it hard and flat. Get as far as you can.
It will come back to the left.
Yeah, it's very tempting on such a long hole to try and maybe go 1 or 2 slots down in stability to get more of a shape and more distance. But the moment you do that, a lot of players are punished with overturning, cut rolls, hitting the ground too hard. And really on this one, despite the long distance, it feels like you're playing more of a placement shot each time than really trying to rip one.
Kaidi is playing picture perfect. Just being out inside of, just being inside. Make sure you're not hitting OBs, not getting strokes. So that's the game plan, I think, for the windy days as this.
Yeah, I think for most right-handed players, this hole really can be 4 backhand hyzers and then a putt. It's you can throw the same disc almost 4 times in a row, even if you'd like to.
Olivia here about 80 meters, I believe. Yeah, get herself looking for putt.
Anneli now trying to break into the green. There
Wow.
you go. She'll skip right up to that mulch with a short putt. That's something that she can walk away, head held high. Great shot there.
Ooh, nice throw from the Kaidi. That was her fourth, so I believe she's looking for saving her par. Or pick it up. Wow, what a putt from Maria. Nice. After hitting so many OBs, she's connected her putt from about 7 meters, 8 meters to elevated basket. Well played from, yeah, every stroke is like valuable.
Oh, and Olivia cashing it as well. Look at these confident putts. Really impressive stuff. Just dead center, heavy chains. Tons of speed on these putts. Really no hesitation.
That's what we like to see as commentators. The players hitting their putts, you know, feeling great and everything, you know, that's enjoyable for sure. For us and for them.
Confidence. Right there you see Kaidi with a short putt. All of these players confidently putting on 18, finding chains. You see a few big numbers there. 7, 6, 7, 5 for Kaidi. Our leader showing off a little bit, taking the only par there. Well ahead of the field as we take a look. She has 6 strokes over Jenny Karpinen in second place. Silva Saarinen tied for third with Anneli, and a few names below 5th to 8th. The battle for the podium continues. Kaidi beginning to run away a little bit with it, but anything second and below is still a tight battle.
Great battle from the girls, and hope we'll see you tomorrow with something new.
Final round, baby. Tomi, thank you very much. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys.